Hi everybody, I am so excited. It has been a year already, and my hair seems to have more than doubled in length. I'm not lying to you. I know I said before in other videos, if I could just get those, extra videos on extra pictures in there, if I learn how to do that, then I can show you all different pictures of stuff. But that's okay because I have my cell phone up today, and I'm hoping that it shows well. I don't know if it shows. You know what? Let me turn the light up. There we go. Can you all see my hair there? How short it was? Let me see if I can find another photo to show how short it was. Okay. Here's the back. Here's the side. See that? See how short my hair was? This was March 29th of 2024, and my install is March 18th of 2024. And now look at it today. It's fuller in here than it was before. If you go back and look at some of my videos, but I still have this problem area here that I have been working on, but the hair is just thin there, and I can't, I've gotten some shots in there. I've used minoxidil, but it's just not growing, it's the space isn't filling it. It isn't getting any thicker, but my hair is longer. So anyway, I'm going to turn around and you see my hair. Okay, so there's this one lock in here, and we'll talk about it later. It's super long. We'll talk about it later. My grid is still there. Yeah, so I'm going to get down to a few nitty-gritty things. I first want to say, here is how I protected my hair. For those of you who are just starting on this journey, I want to share with you how I protected my hair in the back, because that was the most problem area for most of us. This is the part that comes out when we have new locks, right? The back always, I don't know. So this is what I did to keep that slippage from happening so much. Is I used a satin turban, and I put my hair in on the sides, but in the back, I left it out like this. When I was putting my hair in the bonnet, all of these locks here would slip. They would all just unravel. But when I started doing this, they didn't unravel as much. And I didn't have a problem with, issues with lint or anything like that, because I also used the satin pillowcase. So that's how I protected my hair in the back. And I just want to share that because, I've seen so many people talk about that. But that's what I did. Okay, so let's get back to what's going on. Now, I want to talk about how I feel about my locks. For the most part, I think that I like the lock count. I started at 407, then I split some, I went to 420. Now I've combined some over time, so I think I may have like 412 locks now. But I wish that they were larger. I wish that I had stuck with the 359, 375 at the most, because my first install process, I had 359 locks, but now I have more. I'm sorry I'm looking down like this because I'm looking at myself on the camera, but let me look at the camera instead of the video. All right, so anyway, I have about 412 locks now. I started with 407. I'm at went to 420. Now I'm around 412, and I still want to combine more of them, but I'm finding it difficult. But whenever I am like experiencing a problem with a lock that is too tiny, I just join it with the one next to it. So that's what I've been doing, because I know that those locks probably won't hold up well otherwise. I'm learning as I go with these things. So yeah, that's about the only thing. And I've seen some women with hair like mine with long locks, And I had met a woman a while back, and I knew her texture was like mine, and she had really skinny locks. And I thought to myself, gosh, I don't want my locks to look like that. Y'all, I got to wipe because I'm outside in the heat, but I wanted you all to see the color of my hair because I'm going to get to that next. So at any rate, I didn't want her lock size, but you know, here I am because I used 4-point reverse. I think that the 4-point interlock is too tight for my low density, medium to low density hair. So my locks are really skinny, much skinnier than I wanted them to be. You know, like when we get extensions, the traditional size is like 2 centimeters. Well, my locks are 0.15 and 0.1 centimeters, all of them. So they're extremely small. Anyway, this is what I have, and I've contemplated, you know, taking them out and redoing them, and I'd be more happy with my grid if I let someone else do the grid, and you know, because I've had to part and repart and take some out and all kinds of stuff because I got mixed up. Not that my grid was wrong. I jacked it up when I tried to straighten it when it didn't need to be straightened out. In the back, mostly. Okay, so here I am now, a year later, and I have now colored my hair 4 times. The last time I came on showing color is the 3rd time. Now I've colored it a 4th time. I lightened it because I did someone's hair. I'm not a loctician, but I did someone's hair, and hers had a really pretty light color, and I liked it. So I got on the job of coloring mine again. And what I wanted to do this time was to not use bleach, but I wanted to lift it, right? So I found this product that I really like, and I want to share it with everybody. Of course, you know I like Matrix products, but this is their pre-bond. On YouTube and in other instructions, it tells you to add just a little of this with your color. But what I did was I added a little light blonde with my pre-bond. So I had more pre-bond than light blonde, and it lifted my hair and colored it. These 2 products. This is the color that I wanted, and the pre-bond lifted, and it lifted a lot of the red that I had in my hair before out. It worked, and no bleach at all. So I am now preparing to add lock extensions, and I found a company that makes my locks sizes, and they do them in the interlocking method. So I first ordered some 2 centimeters, and these are too big. I'm going to show you. I have that one long one that I was telling you about in my hair. So of course I can crochet some more and make this blend better right there, but I don't want to because this lock is larger out here than my hair, right? So that's going to be a problem with weight. I'm going to do a whole video on how I decided to do this. Okay, so but anyway, and I didn't put it in very tight because I want to be able to take it out. So all this hair here is still really loose, and I can pull it out. What I did was I pulled the lock extension hair, this part here, through my lock, and I braided it down and then started crocheting. And that's how I have this. And this has been in for about a week now because I wanted to really test out the strength of it, but of the crocheting. But I'm going to have my niece do this for me. Her name is, and she's so good at lock extension. Heck, she's great at locks, period. Her name is Kawana, and she lives in West Palm Beach. Kawana Davis, and she lives in West Palm Beach. She's here from Atlanta. So I'm going to let her put these in my hair, and we're going to start at the top and go down. All I want, y'all, is for this to be more even. Like, this is where it was so short when I started. So, of course, it's still short. And that's all through here. All of these, right? And I just want to make my hair even. Like, maybe bring it down to here, where this lock is, actually. to here. So I'm going to use my locks. I colored perfectly. Do you all see that? I use the same 2 coloring products, and that has always been my problem, is that when I try to use any other extensions out of the store, I never got the right color. When I try to order them, they come in the wrong color and I can't use them because I keep custom coloring my hair. So now I have some locks that I could custom color, and these were black, y'all. They were black. And here is one. Let's see the size of this one in comparison to mine. So it's bigger, you see that? So this is a 2 centimeter, and I have a few. I ordered 20 of these, so I have a few that are this size. But let me show y'all. Look at this. Pow, pow, pow. Oh gosh, I can't get it. Yeah, there we go. Closer to the right length. I mean, the right width. You see that? Yeah, 0.15. This vendor is great, and when I tell you, I got him off of AliExpress, but when I tell you, it knocks a hole in people trying to sell hair extensions. Back when I was looking into getting hair extensions, when I first started my locks, this girl quoted me $3,000 to install my locks, install the extensions. But that $3,000 did not include the hair. I had to purchase my own hair, and she gave me the name of a company, and to get 400 locks from them alone was going to cost me $1,800. So that's a $5,000 hairdo, and there was no way in all hell that I was going to pay $5,000 to get my hair done. So, of course, I tried other extensions. I love them, but I didn't keep them. That was when I had my twists. You know, I started my locks as micro twists first, and curly extensions. If you go back in some of my videos, you'll see that. It was super cute. But I knew that my hair texture was going to be too different from the curly hair extensions that I put in. So I saw that right away, and I took them out, and then decided that I would do interlocking instead of twisting for my hair. So that's where I am now. I am going to put my locks. My ends have closed. You see that? The majority of them. The only ones that are open are newer locks. Like this lock right here. I have had to restart it maybe 3 or 4 times in the past year, because these used to come out so quickly, so easily right here in the front. But now they're starting to stay, and they're starting to lock up, and so eventually they will lock on the ends as well. But most of my ends are closed. Hey, and remember this, guys, this lock right here, this was my first lock to close, and it started locking, and this is what it looks like today. It doesn't look much different from before, but these, and then another one came along, and it's closed on the ends as well. You see that? But these two are my longest locks, and they were the longest from the beginning. I don't know why, because my hair wasn't longer right here. But this is what happened with these two. And a girlfriend of mine, Anita, who is a loctician in Jacksonville, Florida, at Bamboo Salon, she says, Kobe, those are your antennas. So I have 2 antennas right here, and they do their own thing. Sometimes they curl up with the rest of the hair. Other times they're just long and hanging straight, and they don't care what I need, what my intentions are for the day. This is what they do. Now, when it comes to styling, over the past year, I have not done much styling to my hair at all. As a matter of fact, I just wear tons of headbands. Like, I seriously live in Dollar Tree, AliExpress, TJ Maxx, Marshalls. I go to their hair care section, and I find the headbands. And so I have this big TJ Maxx bag, the ones they sell up near the register, and it is full of headbands. That's going to be another video too, because I'm going to talk about safety with headbands. So anyway, this is me at a year in, y'all. Look at how much my hair has grown. When I tell you, locks grow your hair rapidly, and I think it's mostly because I don't touch my hair much, and when we don't have to manipulate and comb and brush so often, you know, it just leaving it alone seems to help. One more thing I want to talk about is oil and water. So when I started, I think I shampooed my hair the day that I completed my install, because it took about 2 weeks. I shampooed my hair, and I've shampooed my hair either every week or every other week ever since. And they tell you don't use water, don't do this, don't do that. Maybe it's about the person, you know, the hair texture. I used to soak my hair a lot. I mean, I soaked it, and that made it slip a lot. But I'm a DIYer, so that wasn't a problem for me. I could put it back together. But I also oiled, like, gosh, I was using Hollywood Hair Bar twice a day. So in the morning and in the evening. And then when I switched to minoxidil, I was using minoxidil at night and Hollywood Hair Bar in the morning. And this was constantly. I didn't let up until just recently. Now I don't spray as much anymore. I don't oil as much anymore. And I didn't realize it. Just one day I looked at my bottle and I was like, it should be time to refill my bottle. It's not the case. But I still mix rose water and aloe together. I don't put the oil in there. I used to put fenugreek in there, but I don't anymore. And I put my oil in my hand, Wild Growth from the hair supply store, or when I was using, before I had the breakup with Hollywood Hair Bar, I would also put drops of my, what is it called? I've been saying it. Minoxidil. Yeah, so I put drops of like maybe 6 or 7 drops into the container. And so y'all, I went from using minoxidil every day for about 6 months, once a day. And then with the hair product, to not really using it much at all, except for inside my hair product, the Hollywood Hair Bar. And then I made my own product after that. Anyway, my hair didn't fall out. So I think I successfully phased away from minoxidil without having hair fall. I'm going to do a video on that too. Yeah, because this one is getting long. It's 17 minutes already. Anyway, I did it. So look for that video and I'll tell you exactly what I did. So anyway, here's my, I can't wait to do this, but I want to show you something else. See, so the hair gets lighter when I colored it. It's lighter on the ends here, right? So that doesn't quite match my hair, all of it. You see that? So when I put this one in, this extension in, it's a little darker here, lighter here, and then it starts to get dark, right? So in my bathroom right now, what I have cooking is a few of these lock extensions with some more of that blonde that I put in here and a touch of brown to see if I can bring it down a little bit. You know, I'm experimenting, and then by the time I'm done, I'll have about, I think my plan is to order about 400 locks altogether. I have maybe 44 of them now, and do my hair, right? Anyway, it's been a year and my hair is really, you know, it's got some length on it. I'm not satisfied with the length. I mean, with the skinniness. So I've changed my rotation to 2-point rotation. So they are getting thicker and I like that. My thought is that when they grow long enough, I'll begin to trim off the skinny ends of the locks. And I'm probably going to stick with the 2-point rotation. If I find that it's too big, then I won't go beyond 3. Some of them I do in 3 already because they're larger than the others. So I know they need to be a little tighter. But especially the smaller ones and around here, I'm doing 2-point rotation for sure. But the majority of them are 2-point rotation. Yeah. So still, I'm happy. I am excited. I'm glad that I joined Loc Nation, and I suggest anyone, you know, give it a try. If you've been thinking about it, just give it a try. My hair has more than doubled in length in 1 year. Has that ever happened to you? Bye-bye.